Hello, my name is Amanda. I'm currently 34 years old, and I have been on a fertility journey for at least 15 years now. I started having issues with my cycle back in, I'd say, my early to mid 20s when I got to college, and it had been relatively regular for the most part during my teenage years. But ever since I got to college and I gained weight, it just seemed like it was never regular. I would go sometimes upwards of a couple months without even having a cycle. And as such, I was put on birth control. It kind of helped for a little bit until I'd say upwards right before the pandemic when I met my now current husband. And it kind of went back to a normal cycle for, I'd say, about 2 years, and then it slowly started to get irregular again. Around this time, I was diagnosed with PCOS, and that news just devastated me because I was afraid that I was not going to be able to be a mother, that conceiving would just be impossible. And unfortunately, I was not too thrilled at the prospect of having to shell out tens of thousands of dollars for IVF, which doesn't even have a high success rate. So I tried one other thing before I found Dr. Yee's Project Life tea, and it did nothing for me. Now, at first, I was a little skeptic about it. I did find Dr. Yee's formula through a Facebook ad, and it just sounded so amazing. All these women giving their testimonials about having so many failed IVF treatments or IUI treatments, so many miscarriages, and I was just floored by it. So I took the test. First time I found out what formula brand I had for my specific problems. And then I got to the payment page and found out that the tea was a little bit more than I was expecting at the time. So I went a couple of months without really giving it a second thought. And around the time when I was diagnosed with PCOS, I happened to find Dr. Yee's formula again through Facebook. And this time around, I figured, why not? What could be the harm? I'll try it for 3 months, see what happens, see if it helps me. And if not, I would just see what else was out there. Well, I tried it for about a month and a half, and I am so ecstatic to say that I am now 8 weeks pregnant with my first child, and it's doing very well. So I'm honestly so incredibly thankful for finding Dr. Yee's formula and Project Life. The staff and the support systems were so very helpful. And even just after a couple of weeks of trying the tea that I was matched with, I felt like my mood boosted, my digestive system was more on track, I felt lighter, I felt happier, I could actually sleep better at night, and everything was just amazing. The tea itself is actually the routine is very easy to maintain. I even got a little cup in the morning and just called it my tea cup. And I drink it right before I go to work, and then I drink it right after I'd come back home from work. And it just did wonders for me. And now I'm severely happy to say that I am pregnant now, thanks to Dr. Yee and his wonderful tea. So if you're still a skeptic, because originally I was a skeptic too, but if you're still a skeptic, please give this a shot. I know the tea has a high cost up front, but it's so worth it to actually get your hormones in balance, to actually feel better, and to get yourself on the right path for motherhood. I was afraid of having PCOS, of not being able to be a mother. But now, thanks to Dr. Yee, his wonderful staff, and his groundbreaking tea, I now am, and I could not be happier. So thank you so very much, Dr. Yee, for your wonderful formula and for helping me to start this journey into motherhood.